Welcome to the SharkPreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Greene. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Greene is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
Do you want to become insanely successful? Do you want to be the go-to guru in your industry? Do you want to be talked about for all the right reasons? For over 40 years, Kevin Harrington has helped people just like you become significant influencers. Now he's broken the process down in the Key Person of Influence Roadmap, and it's yours for free. Just text KPI to him at 727-888-2100. Text KPI to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free step-by-step guide. Text KPI to 727-888-2100 to get the recognition you deserve and experience the success as the go-to voice everyone listens to in your industry today. Welcome to the SharkPreneur podcast. This is your co-host, Seth Greene. I am super excited today to be joined by SharónLynn Wyeth. She is the founder of Neimeology Science. After 15 years of research, 3 years of field study in over 70 countries, this is going to be, I am super excited. She's been engaging audiences for 37 years, even worked with the former chief of staff to Oprah Winfrey. We're going to talk about names today. Sharón, thank you so much for joining us.
It is my pleasure, Seth. I'm so excited to join you. I love your show.
Oh, thank you. You are so sweet. So let's dive right in. What is Neimeology?
It's the study of the placement of the letters in the name, so it determines your personality. And if you're going to go esoteric, it even lets you know what your purpose is and why you're here. In other words, what your soul wants.
Wow. Okay, so those are some, in marketing, we love irresistible offers. We love big, bold claims. You made a couple right there. That is awesome. This sounds like astrology on steroids that actually works.
Well, actually, it's more like the Myers-Briggs than astrology, even though I have friends that are astrologers and say I can get the same information.
And it's, I would imagine and there's some differences of opinion in the astrology world based on what calendar we're on, whether it's lunar or solar. What was the Babylonian calendar when these were all created? Have the planets moved? Is this all off by a month or something anyway? But we won't get into that because your area of expertise is Neimeology. How did you come up with Neimeology?
Well, it happened when I was starting the seating chart at the beginning of my 7th year of teaching. And I started putting kids in seats and saying, don't put Josh next to Julie because together they're going to be clowns. And Stephanie's going to be stubborn. Put her over here where I don't have to change your seat. And Derek's going to need extra help. Put him up close. Anyway, I started my 4th class to do that with. And all of a sudden it dawned on me, wait a minute, I don't know these kids yet. I just have a group of names. And so I was curious and I said, okay, I'm going to write down my impression of everybody by their name. I'm going to put it away until winter break. When I looked at it at winter break, I went, wow, this is accurate. So my brain is thoroughly trained in patterns. I have a math major in my undergraduate program and I have my master's degree. And so I thought, okay, my brain's picked up some kind of pattern. How do I make it conscious?
Wow. All right. And you've been doing this for decades. And tell me about how the science part came about.
Well,
because there's the initial gut feel, hey, I got this name and I'm getting this impression, but you didn't just say I'm a name intuitive or something like that. You said there's science here. Talk about that.
Well, actually, the trademark company, I just wanted to trademark the word Neimeology, and they came back and said, we won't trademark it for you unless you add the word science because it is a science. So they determined it because the method that I used was trial and error, and it has to be repeatable because that's what science is. And you can teach this, and it's accurate. It's been shown and tested in 49 of our states and in 76 countries now, and it's got a 96% accuracy rating. And wow. People can do it. They can learn it. What took me 15 years to create, and then I spent 3 years testing it, takes me 15 hours to teach somebody else, and they can do it too.
Okay. That is absolutely incredible. So let me ask you this, because there's different ways to use Neimeology. So you talk about, is he a keeper or a creeper? What does that mean? And how can our ladies watching and listening to the show say, wow, I can stop wasting my time on all these dates with the wrong guys because Sharón is going to save me?
Well, is he a keeper or a creeper? You can tell from the letters of the name if he's only after sex, if he's honest with money or not, if he's a psychopath. You can say that and you can compare somebody's name with your name and see where your issues are going to be. So so
my wife has like this 300-page book that's like your destiny in the stars, astrology, and it'll do compatibility of signs and all of this stuff. But obviously astrology is not a real, in my opinion, science. So you're talking about the letters. Are you talking about just the name itself, like every Stephanie is going to be stubborn, or is there more to it than that?
Well, you have to take the first name, which is the essence of the individual, who they are, and you drop it into the last name, which is their environment. So every Stephanie is not going to be the same. However, every Stephanie will start with the same ingredients. Let's say if they're cooking in the kitchen, they have those ingredients. And the last name determines the recipes they can make out of those ingredients.
Wow. Okay. So this is so cool. So how did you, I won't ask you to divulge or break any confidentiality agreements, but from a marketing perspective, I got to ask, how'd you get to work with Oprah's chief of staff?
She heard about me and she called me.
Oh, well, that works. Okay. That is awesome. So how are people finding out about this? How is somebody who works for Oprah giving you a call?
I don't ever give out secrets without permission. So I had her permission to use her reference.
Okay, awesome.
Right? Because I never do. There's a lot of companies that I work with. I have worked with some elected officials, and I don't ever spill the beans. And so people have learned to trust me and what I can give them and what I can tell them about who they're working for and who they're working with and where to watch out and where the conflicts are going to be. I know how to keep my mouth shut. Business is spread.
All right, so that's fascinating. So you segued into business, which is obviously what our audience cares about the most here at SharkPreneur. So how do we use this in our businesses as business owners? How do we take advantage of Neimeology, and what can it do for us in the business world?
Well, I have a lot of HR departments call me because they can send me a job description. They can send me their candidates' names, and I can tell them who to hire, number one and number two. And I've invested over many companies over a long period of time. They do it all the regular hard way, and then they have the same number one and two. And I can do it on the phone in 15 or 20 minutes. And so they've used it for that. When different people come up for their yearly review, I have employers calling me and saying, what do I tell them? Where do they have to improve? Now, you'd think I was in their company, right, to be able to see. But I look at the name and I think, oh, this is what they came to learn. So that's what they need to improve. So that's what I give them.
That's okay. You're hired, by the way. I've got a list of names to give you. That's absolutely incredible. Could you use it to screen your clients too and say, I shouldn't take this one, they're going to be difficult?
The answer is absolutely yes. And when I first started working, I just took everybody who called. Sure. Sometimes I am only working with 2 people right now that their names tell me they're very difficult for me. And it's only because of the people and my relationship with them that recommended and asked if I would please work with them.
I could certainly. Yep.
I think we've with your dating. My kids always say, what, you're going out with him? What's his name? Because
they've learned.
I really turn people down, and I don't mind the friendships, but I think at my age, do I want to deal with this or that or whatever that I see in their name? And the answer is usually no, I don't. Not in that kind of a relationship.
Wow. All right. So I am so fascinated. Now, do you happen to know of or know a woman named Beth Davis?
No.
Okay. So Beth is a former client of ours, full disclosure. She is the hand analyst. She will analyze. You can email in or fax in a copy of your hand. And she says I think her tagline is the Palm Pilot for the soul of your business. And she will give you a hand analysis based personality, people, all types of stuff, life purpose, all of that, some of the stuff that you described. I first heard of her because she won Marketer of the Year in the Dan Kennedy organization, which I'm a part of, years and years ago, and built a multi-million-dollar company doing this, not only doing the readings, but then training people how to do it as well, and built an amazing, incredible business off of something that normally, if you think of getting my palm read, you think I'm walking down the street, there's a neon sign, it's a shady one-room, like a psychic, and they're going to charge me $50 or $100 to read my palm. And for her, I mean, she's getting thousands for her hand analysis. Brilliant, brilliant marketer. So I got to ask about the business model. So how does your business work? Are you doing name readings? Are you talked about training? Tell me a little bit about that.
So I do different levels of readings, and I even create names for products and for different businesses. And again, I keep my mouth shut so they can take all the credit. So I do individual readings for people, and especially if they want to improve their relationships or understand why they do what they do and how to improve. And then I work with different companies. The two kinds of companies I work with the most are in HR and in lawyers, choosing juries, and in how to present a case so that you can ping the judge where he could be pinged so that he has more sympathy and empathy for your client because you've used the right words. So I'm doing that, and I'm giving trainings. I have the book Sales. It's very good. It's an authentic bestseller with no gimmicks. And then I do trainings. I do 2 online. There's one coming up in December, the last online for the year. And then I do 2 in person. And then that, after you do that training, you get a year of follow-up with that. And so the other people that I've trained so far, the ones that started with me, I started trainings just 3 years ago. The ones that did it 3 years ago with me are doing it just as well and just as fast as I am. So I think that's really exciting because they've started their own businesses with it.
That is you, and you built a process that is repeatable, which is the science. That is, I'll jump on Amazon as soon as we're done and go get the book. That is absolutely awesome.
I will gift you with the book, Seth.
Oh, wow. Thank you. I appreciate that. What is a entrepreneur? What's your biggest challenge?
My biggest challenge is, how do I prove this? Because if you've heard me interpret names, everybody goes, OMG, are you psychic? And I say, right. You can't teach this. I mean, you can't teach being psychic, and who knows if they're accurate, but mine's been tested and I can teach it and it's repeatable. So it's just getting the word out. I always compare it to the Myers-Briggs and the Enneagram because you're getting a lot of that same information and stuff. And so just so that you know and your community knows that I'm almost done with my short, quick, 64-page, know the name, know how to connect. And once it goes on the website, and my goal is at the end of September, it will be free. I want to be able to help people to know, how do we get along with our neighbors? How do we talk with each other? So just for a quick example, Seth, if I'm talking with you or if I want to sell you something, I've got to connect with you first, because you don't want to buy or purchase from anybody that isn't friendly with you and cares about you.
Right. No, like, and trust. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Now, if I wanted to connect with me and I went through the same process that I would use to connect with you as a first vowel of an A, that's because you're a first vowel of an E. As a first vowel of an A, I'd be saying, get to the bottom line. You're boring me already. It doesn't matter how I feel. What's this, how is this going to help me? And what's the good deal you're going to give me? And if you can't talk fast enough with the bottom line, I'm not interested. And so I don't need that personal connection first. And so if you know how each vowel acts differently, if you're going to go sell, if you're going to connect, if you're going to speak with them and develop a relationship, that's what this book is about, then you're going to have those connections, you're going to make those sales, you're going to network a lot better.
That is absolutely awesome. What do you like best about what you do?
I love people's reactions. Over half the people I've given readings for write me a note that says something to the effect of, OMG, you're changing lives. And I say, no, Neimeology science is changing lives. It's a gift knowing how to use this science.
Absolutely. So then the folks who get certified under you, are you helping them build their businesses? Are you supplying them with websites, social media, marketing to get clients, all that stuff? Or are they buy the license, they learn the stuff, and then what they do with it is up to them?
Both. Okay. When they take the class, they get 1 year where they can pick my brain as much as they want to in any direction whatsoever. And I'm constantly giving them help. I'm answering emails. I'm answering questions. They're on my website. I'm doing what I can to assist them but they've got to be able to build the business themselves. I'm not going to build it for them.
Got it. Okay. It's so fascinating. What is we talked about, what is the most common objection you get when you're talking about it? Because obviously you talked about the reactions of the, oh my God, you're changing lives. Oh my God, are you psychic? What about the other way? What are the skeptical people say?
The first thing they all say is, how come this name has this kind of influence with me? Because I always say it's the blueprint for your life. When I didn't pick this name.
One of my daughters tells me all the time, I want you to call me X. And I'm like, no, your mother and I did your mother did all the work to pick out what your name is. You're being disrespectful, like, too bad.
Okay, so when the ancient religions, when they were all at the very beginning, the first records all show us that the religions agreed in 10 different areas. And one of the areas was that the incoming soul impresses upon the one naming them what they want to be called. So if that's the case, we name ourselves.
Okay.
Now, there's a science out there called cymatics, C-Y-M-A-T-I-C-S. And they say that sound literally can change our DNA. So what sounds do you identify with the most, but the sound of your name? Because when somebody says, who are you? You answer with your name as if that says
Seth,
it all.
right.
And you do. And it does say it all if you know how to interpret it.
Wow. All right. So absolutely awesome. Amazing interview. Absolutely incredible what you have created and the business that you've built and the people that you're helping. Absolutely love it. For our folks watching and listening, where is the best place for them to go to learn more?
knowthename.com. So if they're driving when you're hearing this, just think, you got to remember the name. You've got to know that name. Oh yeah, that was it. knowthename.com.
Great URL, knowthename.com. SharónLynn Wyeth, thank you so much for joining us. We greatly appreciate it.
Seth, it's my pleasure. Always my joy. I love listening to your show.
Do you need money to fund your idea, product, or service? Are you ready to take your business to the next level, but need capital to get it done? Kevin Harrington has heard more than 50,000 pitches and knows how to help you make the perfect pitch to get the funding for your entrepreneurial dream. He's distilled the process down in his perfect pitch cheat sheet, and it's yours for free. Just text PITCH to him right now at 727-888-2100. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free perfect pitch cheat sheet. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 to start funding your dream today.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.